This is the Durable Dad Podcast. I'm your host, Tommy Geary. This show is going to give you the skills and tools you need to be a rock-solid man for your work, your community, and most importantly, your family. All right, what's up, everybody? Episode number 8. Pretty pumped about this one. We're going to talk about morning routines today. And if you are against morning routines, or you're telling yourself that you're not a morning person and you don't have the time and you can't wake up early, we're going to talk to that too. So why we sometimes don't get up early and do our morning routines, what it takes to actually wake up and plan and attack the day the right way. And then I'm going to give you some different options to incorporate into your morning routine. And this is for you to customize. I'm going to share different ideas, how they help our mindset, how they help our bodies, and you guys take what you want. All right. So the thing about the morning, it's this really special opportunity, this special time that could be sacred, right? As dads, as men that have a lot of responsibility in the world, before the rest of the world wakes up, we can take our time to prime ourselves to show up the best we can for our families and for our work. And if you are looking to limit your stress or find more calmness, more time for yourself, the morning is the best time to do it. Our minds are sharp, they're awake, and for me, it's one of the only times throughout the day that I can really focus my brain to learn and to read, because once everyone's up in the house, once work starts, the day just starts throwing stuff at us. And this time in the mornings, committing to a morning routine, whether it's 15 minutes, a half hour, an hour, like whatever it looks like, just cutting out a slice of time for yourself can really impact your overall well-being and then the well-being of the people in your life. So for me, let's actually consider this. So morning routines kind of changed my trajectory, and I started a pretty solid morning routine way before we adopted our daughter, and then I had a lot more time. I mean, my morning routine was nice and slow. I spent about an hour and 15 minutes on myself before I started checking emails, before I started diving in and getting stuff done for the day. And when you become a dad, your time isn't as available to you. So what do we have to do? We have to get creative and we have to get intentional about it. And no matter what amount of time you slice out for yourself, getting a morning routine, morning quiet time is super powerful. So there's some empathy there that we don't have a lot of time, and it's really important to prioritize this. So if you're listening to this and you're like, I'm not a morning person, I've tried morning routines and I haven't done it before, the reason that you haven't done it is because of your thinking. If you've been listening to these episodes, our mindset directly impacts the actions that we take in life. And in episode 2, I think it's episode 2, I talked about the thinking cycle and how our thoughts create our emotions and our emotions create our actions. So the action is our morning routine. If we're not doing a morning routine, that's also an action. It's an inaction. And the reason we're not doing it is because we have emotions and we have thoughts that are stopping us. So right away, like, I need my sleep. I'm not a morning person. Those are both thoughts and powerful thoughts that are going to end up not taking on a morning routine. And I have been there. I don't like waking up early. I need my sleep. When I'm thinking those, it's a lot harder to get up and execute my morning routine. But my thoughts that help me and motivate me are, come on, man, you can do this. Right? We need to have some thoughts and emotions that motivate us. Like, you got this, man. It's not always easy. Yeah, the bed's comfy, but you can do it. That's going to pick me up a little bit. And I don't pop out of bed with a pep in my step, but I do get up. I do start moving when I tell myself I can do this. This is what it takes to be the man you want to be, to kick it up a notch. This is what my family needs from me, right? So just notice what your thoughts are before you go to bed, about your morning routine, and in the morning, right when you wake up, what's going through your head and what actions are you taking? Because if we want to start executing this morning routine, we're going to start to have some thoughts and a mindset to get us there. Now, I'm going to dive in and give you guys some options on things that you can do. There are going to be 8 different areas that you can add into your morning routine. Do not try to do all of these at once. If you haven't had a morning routine in a long time and you're trying to pick back up, maybe pick 1, maybe pick 2 of these things. If you already have a morning routine, maybe there's something you want to swap out, because when we are in a really set routine and we've been doing it for a while, I think it's really healthy to shift and switch up our routine a little bit. It keeps the brain on its toes, and when we get too habitual with things, we start to get comfortable, and life's all about making yourself uncomfortable. It's all about the growth and the personal development. So there are a few prerequisites that every morning routine should consider. And the first one is starting the night before. Our morning routine success is based on our prep the night before. Do we need to set out workout clothes? I'm going to talk about an alarm clock and what that looks like and where to put our phones. And do we need to have our journal out in a certain area? What has to happen the night before is really important to set yourself up for success in the morning. Alarm clock. A lot of people use their phones for their alarm clock. A prerequisite that I'm going to throw out there is to not look at your phone for an hour after waking up, or as long as you can hold off. Because as soon as you look at your phone, your mind is going to go scroll and tap that email or scroll and tap that social media, and that morning flow can get interrupted pretty quickly. So get an alarm clock. Old school alarm clock that you can put away from your bed, not right next to your bed, so you can hit snooze super easily. Put your phone away from you, put your alarm clock away from you. I use an alarm clock. I got it off Amazon. I don't know what it's called, but it's one of those where the light comes on about 15 minutes before you wake up, and it slowly gets brighter and brighter. And then by the time the sound comes on, the room is light. It's like this nice, warm, orangey feel, and you're not waking up in the dark. And I think that's helpful. I think that's nice. And it also has birds chirping or the ocean, or just not some of those sounds that come from your phone and are a little more loud and abrupt. So get an alarm clock, put it away from you, get your phone out of there. Don't look at your phone as long as possible. And another one that I've been working on, one of these prerequisites, is no coffee for the first hour of waking up. And I don't know the science behind this, but I've heard Andrew Huberman, this guy Rob Dial, talk about it a lot. And there's something with our neurochemicals, with our hormones, that when we wake up, giving ourselves an hour of just drinking water. Water is really important when we wake up. No coffee, no caffeine, no stimulus for that first hour helps our body wake up naturally, and it translates into going to sleep easier at night. That's another prerequisite. Don't drink coffee right when you wake up. You can do your own research on the why behind it. Okay, so let's dive into the 8 things to try in the morning to prime your day, get yourself in the right mindset, the right energy to crush the day. The first one is movement. It can look like whatever you want it to look like. It could be some light stretching. It could be some heavy lifting. I like to get on the foam roller and just roll for 10, 15 minutes. For me, movement looks different every day, but it is how I start. I think a lot of us, especially us getting into our 30s and our 40s and our 50s, our bodies and our bones and our joints aren't as limber as they were back in the day. So getting the blood moving, getting the joints oiled up, and some movement as soon as you start your day is one of the things to start incorporating. Number 2, grateful exercises. Now, this is one that sometimes people scoff at, and it sounds soft, but our brains default to negative thinking, default to looking at what's wrong with the world, what's wrong with our lives. And in order to get into that positive mindset and get into a mindset that's going to propel us forward and help us be more present and more intentional and productive is practicing gratefulness. So what I say here is drop down 3 sentences that you're grateful for. And it could be super simple. What people in your life are you grateful for? This Navy SEAL that I heard talk recently, tough guy up there. He was in his fatigues doing an awesome presentation, and he had brought his med kit that Navy SEALs use in the field and his favorite knife that he used whenever he was out in combat. And he also brought his gratitude journal. So I thought it was pretty interesting out of all these things to bring and show while he was upstage that his gratitude journal, this little red journal that a Navy SEAL writes in every morning, this tough dude, he does his grateful exercises. And he said it's because he primes his brain. He starts the day off on the right foot. Number 2. Number 3, write down your priorities for the day. I like doing 3 priorities for the day. And the reason that we do this is because if we don't, our day is going to get taken over. It's going to get taken over by people that need things from us, by meetings that are on our calendar. So when we write down 3 priorities from the day as part of our morning routine, we can start to focus on what we want to get done that day. And don't make them huge priorities. Don't make them big tasks. If it's part of a big task, what is the next step that you want to prioritize for the day? For example, if you have a presentation due in a week and you want to make that a priority so you don't save it for the last minute, how many slides do you want to get done today? Or do you want to write the outline today? Don't just write work on presentation, right? Finish 2 slides, finish the outline. Write down your 3 priorities. And another thing to do this is look at what time you're going to do it, what time and how much time you're going to do it. Part of your morning routine, already getting focused on how productive you're going to be and what you're going to get done. Number 4, 1 affirmation that you want to start living by and starting to believe. And just like the grateful stuff, if affirmations sound soft and cheesy, they can be if we start thinking of things that we're just kind of dreamy and heady about and that we don't really believe. Like, I'm an open channel to receive money, or all things are beautiful and I love all things. You could have those affirmations if you really believe them, but the affirmations that we want to start saying are believable. And we know they're believable if they feel true inside of us. So if you've never done anything with affirmations, they pretty much look like I am statements. And when you say them, you feel more driven, more focused, more determined, and maybe not complete belief, but it's something you're growing into. It's the person that you're becoming. So one of the ones that my guys has been using is I'm patient and I'm zen. Zen to him just means calm. And when people bring their shit to him, he's able to absorb it and hold it and not react really quickly. I am patient and I am zen. That's his affirmation. Mine right now is I'm a beacon for men that want to grow. And this affirmation motivates me. You know, I'm a beacon. To me, that means I'm a light. I'm pushing out information. I'm pushing out this podcast and my creativity for men out there in the world that are taking on a lot of pressure in their day-to-day life, and they want to find more calmness and they want to grow into the driven, focused guy that they want to be. So when I say that to myself in the morning as part of my morning routine, when my head's clear, I'm already starting to create my future so the actions that I take live into that affirmation. So those last 3 that I just gave, 3 things that you're grateful for, 3 things that you're going to get done today, 1 affirmation for the day. This setup and framework is really laid out for you in this 5-minute journal. It was a recommendation from Tim Ferriss on his podcast and his website. I probably picked it up in 2014 or something like that. And that was my intro to adding these grateful priorities, affirmations to my day. All right, number 5, journaling. So journaling is different than what we were just talking about. Journaling is writing out what you're feeling, what you're thinking. And I don't incorporate journaling every day, but I don't know about you guys. I wake up with a lot of anxious thoughts running through my head, self-doubt, worried about things that are going on in life with my family, at work. And when my brain's really anxious and spinning that way that early in the morning, instead of diving into my grateful and affirmations, I'll just journal. So pen and paper, write out why I'm anxious, why I'm worried. And once they're cleared out, usually I can dive into more of a intentional mindset. So journaling is another one. Number 6 is getting outside. Getting outside early in the morning for a walk, even if you just stand outside and take some breaths for 5 minutes, it helps wake me up. It just freaking feels good. And there's also some physiological benefits for getting sunlight in your eyes early. So if you're waking up and the sun's already up, getting some light in your eyes, and it's April right now, and the sun's going to be coming up earlier. Awesome way to start the day. And it signals some hormones, kind of like that coffee thing, that help you balance out your hormones so you can get to sleep at a normal hour. Number 7, get some meditation, get some silence, some stillness in. And meditation can look like so many different things. Working this into the morning routine really continues to build that mental capacity to take on life responsibilities throughout the day and think more clearly throughout the day. I'm not a huge meditator in the morning. I like to do my meditation practice a little bit later in the day because I fall asleep if I do it too early. If you try this out and that ends up happening to you, to get some stillness, you can do some breath work, some Wim Hof breathing. There's a bunch of different YouTubes that you can look up to get some fast pace breathing in, or some deep breaths and some deep holds. That really energizes, oxygenates your blood, and is an awesome way to wake up the body again, wake up the mind to crush the day. Number 8 is learn. Spend 20 minutes as part of your morning routine to learn. And that could be listening to a podcast. I like to read. If I'm not out getting a long workout in the mornings, then I'm making sure that I get 20 minutes of reading in. I want to read more. And if I try to read during the day, I don't find the time. And if I try to read at night, I'm usually sleepy. I'm not alert. So reading in the morning is something that I've started to really incorporate into my routine the last 4 months or so. All right. I just threw 8 different things to add to your morning routine at you guys. So I'm going to recap real quick where we started with this episode is why morning routines fail. They fail because of our mindset. They fail because we think that we can't wake up early, that I've never been good at a morning routine. I'm not alert enough in the morning. When we're thinking those thoughts, we're not going to have the emotions and drive and motivation that we need to execute a morning routine and to roll out of bed and get it done. So what's your mindset towards doing a morning routine? All right. And customize this stuff. All right. Customize what's going to work for you, considering how much time you have, considering what of the 8 things kind of light you up and excite you. Don't pick one of these things that you're not feeling excited about. Right back to the reason that we don't do morning routines, because we're not excited and we're dragging. All right. The 8 things: movement, gratitude, your priorities for the day, affirmations, journaling, your thoughts, your worries, your anxieties, getting outside, meditating, breathing, reading, learning. All right. Those are the 8 things we went through. Try 1 or 2 out. And then finally, what I'll say is set yourself up. Don't tell yourself that this is a morning routine and I'm going to do it for the rest of my life. Tell yourself that you're going to try it out for the next 7 days, and then you're going to see what happens after that. I think it's also powerful to get some accountability. So see if you got a buddy that wants to do it also. Check in with them, text, get yourself pumped up about it. Right? This is the work. This is the time in the day where we get to make ourselves better so we can be better for all the other people in our lives. Keep me posted. Let me know how it goes. Love hearing from you dudes, and have an awesome day.
All right, before you take off, what is your big challenge for 2026? If you haven't decided yet, check out the next Grand Canyon trip, a 16-mile hike from the top of the canyon down to the Colorado River and back up. This is the kind of challenge that's going to push you into a higher gear. You're going to train, you're going to get in better shape, and you're going to check off a bucket list experience. So if you're wanting something to train for next year, a goal that's going to pull you out of the grind, this is it. We're assembling the team right now. All the details are on the website. Training starts in January. We hike in April. Check it out.